urge to run. It is absolutely a genuine urge for all of us. But individuals that have borderline personality disorder, BPD, or that are along the spectrum, a lot of times what happens is when stress increases and fear increases, and that family in the head, it's that chorus in your brain that talks to you, that tells you, this is too much, you can't handle it, you're going to fall apart, you're unworthy, you're broken, you're gross, whatever it may be, that you get this urge to abscond, to take off. I got to get out. I got to escape. And what happens is, and it's completely understandable, that a lot of times you may act impulsively, either to harm yourself or just destroy the situation or just run out. And what that does, it validates that family in the head. And that's not what we want to do. And I know it's tough. And there are things that you can do to be like, wait a minute, I'm in control and I can handle it. Because interestingly, I believe 80 to 90% of the time that in those situations, that you can manage those situations, and a lot of times they're not as bad as your family in the head is telling you. That you can stay there and get through it. Is it easy? No. But can you learn coping strategies to get through it? Absolutely. And I'm going to give you one in just a second. That running away or running out of those situations, again, it builds and manifests and rewards that BPD. And what we want to do is we want to turn down that volume for family in the head, and we want to take away the power of that BPD that determines your behavior, your beliefs, those maladaptive beliefs, behaviors, and patterns that cause so many problems. Now, also, if you're in a situation that is high risk and you're like, oh no, I got to get out. Obviously, if it's dangerous, get out. We're talking about situations where maybe there's just high stress. You feel like you're going on a job interview, or you feel like you're going to be confronted about something, but you don't know, or whatever it may be. There's so many different scenarios that may come up, but that BPD takes advantage of all of them, and it gets in your head and it tells you that, nope, get out, you're a failure, you're not strong enough to do it. Well, I've worked with many, many clients, and I can tell you that they were strong enough to do it and deal with it and get through it. And it's amazing how empowered they feel when they get through it, when they stick it out and they handle it appropriately, assertively, not aggressively, where they're screaming, yelling, throwing things and all of that, or passive aggressively, where they just stand there and they're like, sure, yeah, absolutely. And then they might go break somebody's car window, or cut their tires, or say mean things behind their back, or get online and shame them and all this other stuff. Those two components reinforce BPD, because that family in the head sits there and says, yeah, get him, get it out. Yeah, you'll show him. That is unhealthy, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a negative consequence. It may not happen today. It may not happen a week from now, but it's going to come back around. And it might not happen this time, but if you keep doing it, it's going to get you. Absolutely. And you could have dealt with that situation assertively. You could have managed it. You could have turned down the volume. You absolutely can. So how do you do it? If you're getting into a situation where that stress is starting to build, I want you to tell yourself, whoops, I feel that stress starting to build. It's like a thermometer, right? That's inside. It's your stress thermometer. And you feel it start to rise a little bit. It's going up. It's getting hotter. It's starting to build. What I want you to do is recognize it. Say, wait a minute, my stress thermometer is going up. It's getting hotter, getting worried. Maybe you start to feel those physical symptoms, those physiological symptoms and reactions to stress as it starts to build. Then breathing. Believe it or not, breathing is a powerful, powerful thing. Sounds crazy, right? Because we all do it every day, all day. True. Know what I mean? But it's a powerful, important thing. And having control of your breath allows you to slow down and turn that temperature down, lower that thermometer. And that's what we want to do. Then I want you to take a second and think, wait, I want to think about the situation objectively. And the more you do this, the faster it'll go. At first, it's going to take a little while. It's going to be a process, but you'll master it. The more you do it, the faster it goes. And then I want you to ask yourself, am I looking at this objectively? Is my fear, that family in the head, creating worst case scenario? Worst case scenario scares the bejesus out of everybody. Absolutely it does. It makes total sense because it's the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario rarely occurs. Recognize that as well. So we want to step back. You want to take off that BPD lens. You want to see things objectively. You want to be able to interpret the situation accurately and is with a clear head. And when you do, then reason through, what do I want out of this situation and what is the best way to approach it? And if you're not sure, then remove yourself from the situation politely. Don't take off. You're not running. Say, oh, excuse me, I need a break for a second. Call a healthy other. Reach out and ask for different solutions. But I want you to learn to trust yourself. And this takes time, that you have to try different reasonable scenarios, assertive approaches. And there's a lot of things that you can do to help you to learn those assertive strategies, to manage those situations. The goal of this is for you to recognize that you can manage those stressful situations, that those urges are totally normal, to scare yourself, to want to run out, to want to do this, that, or the other thing. But I want to encourage you to build some sense of insight and awareness and empowerment to manage those frightening situations. And I absolutely, positively believe that you can. So I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Take care, and bye-bye.